And it's that time again. It is Thursday evening, and we are here live. It's time for the live show, and we have a few things to cover tonight, about 6 actually, and I'm going to try and keep them fairly quick. It should give you a bit of a rundown about what is up and coming, but first things first. I, of course, am your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, that's right, hit the notification bell because it lets you know whenever I have new content of any kind going up. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, Transformers, Collectors, NL, Me Everywhere, and the Autobot family while you're at it. And I think that's about it. I think we can get going. So, very first things first, it's kind of amazing how much can happen in the course of a week. And believe me, a lot has happened in the course of this week. When we had our show last week, I gave a possible release date for Ratchet. I talked about a lot of rumors of possible reveals. And this week, a lot of them have proven true. The Rainmakers proved true. Not only proved true, but they've been out at retail already at, I think, Target in the U.S. Rumor has it that they're going to be at Toys R Us in Canada. I guess we'll wait and see. The repaint for Shockwave proved to be true. What else? The Power Dasher, I think that proved to be true. I don't know, a couple of other things I know have proven to be true. Now, like I said, we have about 5 or 6 things that I want to get through. Most of them, half of them are fairly quick, so we'll get through them. The other 3, I'm going to give you kind of a very condensed version and tell you sort of what's kind of coming up. First things first, you may have already noticed that I managed to find this guy today at local retail. I did not expect to find Springer. In fact, I've said to people that because we have only gotten wave 2 in the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, maybe 5 or 6 weeks now, I kind of figured that this wave may very well not arrive until October, but I live to be surprised, and I was very pleasantly surprised to get him today. We're going, of course, to take a look at him this upcoming week, and we're going to compare him to the Generations one. We're going to see if he is guilty or innocent and all of that good stuff. Next thing on the agenda is Universal Collision. This upcoming week, and I can't tell you when because I'm still working on it, but this upcoming week, the second trailer is going to release. I have been on social media and whatnot. I have been putting out little 1-minute snippets from the season, but the second trailer is going to release this week. And I suspect the last week of the month is when we're going to start with the first episode or 2 potentially for the season. This season is going to be a bit different than last season. I don't think that it's necessarily going to be equal intervals. There may be longer and shorter stretches between episodes. We'll see how it goes. But end of the month, next week or this week coming up, trailer 2, end of the month, basically endish of the month, we're going to do 1, if not 2 episodes. I'm going to take a look here because I see a few people have already commented. I'm going to check in on that before we go on here. I'm hoping that I can even make that a little bit easier on me, so bear with me here a few minutes. Okay, Sam. Sam, you made great timing this time, and you'll notice that I'm not leaned down. I kind of have a bit of a better setup going on here. Now, that being said, at the moment, in order to have this setup work, can't really see myself on the screen. I hope I'm in frame and in focus. I really have no idea. Big conversation week. Absolutely. What? Oh yeah, Target. Yeah, and that's what I thought it was. So there's been a couple studio series. There have been a couple studio series announcements. We're going to get to that as well. A couple of interesting ways I think that we got those Studio Series announcements as well. Can't stay, but we'll watch later. Good 7, bad 13. Look, absolutely, man. I understand. You're in frame and focus. Don't worry. Perfect, buddy. Snow Spell Type. Hey, buddy. Glad that you are here. So, for anybody kind of just coming in at the moment, all that we've covered so far is that I found Siege Springer to my shock and amazement. Very happy to have him. And he'll be looked at the week in comparison to the generations as well. I think it's very interesting that a lot of the rumors that I talked to you guys about last week proved to be true this week. So I guess my sources were reliable. I guess. Now, the third thing, talking today earlier this morning to Starscream Wife, we've been toying with the idea for a while of doing a Starscream Wife names Transformers. I'm interested to see just how good her skills are. There are ones that I wouldn't expect her to know. There are ones that I would definitely expect her to know. And I kind of want to hear from you guys a little bit. I'd like to know two things. One, kind of how long do you think that such an experiment should run for? When I say how long, like 10-minute video, 30-minute video, roughly how long do you think we should go for? Secondly, how many kind of figures, names, characters do you think we should try and cover? And finally, are there any specific characters that you know that there's a figure of, certainly know that I have a figure of, that you would like to see me make sure that I include to see if she knows the name of? I think it's going to be surprising who she knows and who she doesn't know, but it's something that we talked about, and it's something that I'd like to do, but I'd kind of like to see how you guys think about it. I want to include you guys in it. So that it doesn't go too long, doesn't run too short. I kind of cover characters that you'd like to see covered or that you'd like to see her try and address. So that's the three things that we've covered so far. Springer and things right from last week, basically. And what do you guys think? Like, how do you think we should sort of structure a Starscream Wife names Transformers? Then we get to the last three topics for the day, but they're perhaps the biggest. I will say this. In the last week, we've had a lot of reveals from TfCon Toronto for third-party figures and some kind of third-party officially licensed figures. And I think that was very telling. I think it was interesting. I also think it was very telling about the direction that third party is going in. And I'll talk about that in its own discussion video. But a few highlights out of that. I'll just touch on a few highlights that I have out of that. And I'm taking a look here. Let's see. Before we go on, I have also heard that Gears and Warpath, the G1 reissues, have been cited at Canadian retail at Walmart. I hear that the G1 reissue of Soundwave has also been cited for $69.70 Canadian. I think that's actually a reasonable price for Soundwave. I'm okay with that, to be honest with you. But highlights out of TfCon. And like I said, I'm going to do my own full discussion video about the TfCon reveals. But we saw the 3A Blitzwing statue. I think it's a statue. It looks beautiful. We have a lot of Farai kits, and I think that they look really great. Banana Force was there with, I don't think that their characters transform. I think that they're just figures, but I think they're very interesting figures. New Age showed a lot of really, I think, what we've seen, although I'll say this, their Ironhide and Ratchet are excellent for Legends class. Their Insecticons, I think it's interesting that we have clear and kind of full, but we'll talk about that a bit more. And the only other kind of things that I wanted to mention in relation to that is Fans Toys Acoustic Man. I think he's totally redesigned, but I feel like in tape deck mode, he looks more like an oven than a tape deck. Something's off about the chest proportion to me. I don't know. I know I'm not a Fans Toys guy, but it doesn't look as sound wavy as I think I would expect him to. But the tapes look stellar. Their Blitzwing has totally apparently been redesigned. That's what it looks like to me anyway. Then we have like Jiang Zhang that showed their Dragon Megatron. Again, didn't they show that last year? And there were things shown last year that companies weren't even there this year. I didn't see anything from Keith, for example. Didn't see anything from New York Unique Toys, for example. Didn't see, I don't even know if I saw anything from, we did see a bit from MMC, but not that much. So I found that sort of interesting. Anyway, we will be doing in the next day or two a kind of full rundown discussion of that. I'm not going to be showing a bunch of pictures and whatnot. You guys have seen them by now from TfCon, I'm sure. But we'll talk about kind of what I think some of the highlights were, what was sort of missing, and perhaps most importantly, what I guess it says about third-party companies currently and possibly going forward. Okay, I'm going to check back in here with our comments because I see that they've been scrolling up, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to ignore you, but I'm still learning to sort of balance some of this. And then we'll get into our second to last topic. Apparently, let's see. Oh, Red Wing, yeah, is to be mass retail on and not. The whole Red Wing thing, it's funny. I know that he came out in the U.S. at Target, but like I haven't heard anything about him anywhere else. And he's such a fringe character that I don't know. Like if I get him, cool. If I don't get him, I don't care. It's not like Lancer, who I need, even though she looks so garishly awful. The purple is terrible. Cardboard Bots, I am honored, my friend, to have you here, but you probably know that by now. Let's see. I would aim 10 bots in 10 to 20 minutes. 10 bots, 10 to 20 minutes. Sounds good, man. Let's see. Shorter video for name bots. Okay. All right. You know what? Fair enough. Cardboard Bot says shorter video, probably less than 10 minutes. So we'll aim for about 10 minutes, say. That's probably long enough to test her and put her on the spot. Hey, let's see. Awesome about Red Wing. Look, here in Canada, we don't even have Target anymore. I used to like them, but they've been making some like weird release choices lately, like in terms of, are they breaking the street dates for things? Are they not? I don't know. Whatever, man. MWG, happy to have you here, buddy. Good evening to you too. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do this now, though I'll probably do it again to be fair. I was asked to give a shout out to, and I made note of it, to Transmaniac. So shout out, check out Transmaniac's channel as well. Let's see, what else do we have here? Gears reissue is the gear by the gear. You know what? I think I like the Gears reissue as one of the best ones. I'm not surprised it was coming. I mean, didn't we get Swerve already? So it sort of made sense to me. New Ages. I think New Age is Unique Toys as well. I also think DX9 is Unique Toys. I think a few things are Unique Toys, to be honest with you, Cardboard Bots. So, holy moly, I just saw this. Have you heard about I have heard about the Walmart exclusive Siege Megatron, Sound Blaster, Optimus, and Blue Streak. All four of those going to be Walmart exclusive. I'm cool with that. I think I'm actually kind of in for the Sound Blaster, but not to use him as Sound Blaster, but as someone else. Think about who else that character could be used as. It's a little bit more obscure, but those of you who, look hard enough might come up with an idea. Let's see. Lancer needs a gauntlet with 6. Lancer does. She looks very Thanos-ish. I absolutely agree. I think that the dark purple should have been maybe a shade lighter, and I think that the light purple on her should have been 2 shades lighter. It'd be more of a periwinkle or a lavender. I think that would be more correct. Funny part is, the day before she was announced, I considered going and buying another Moon Racer and completely repainting her top to bottom. It didn't do it. Glad I didn't. Not to say that I won't repaint Lancer when she comes out. I might still do that, to be honest with you. I don't have any idea where she's going to be released. I know she came out with Robot Kingdom, sold out. I don't know where she's going through. Something tells me Amazon, but I guess we'll see when time rolls on. I got to get her though, man. I have to get her. Let's see. Who else do we have coming down here? One. Oh, the 3-pack of Seekers, absolutely. Word is here in Canada, it's going to be a Toys R Us exclusive. Downfort, man, Rainmakers, and I know they're plain yellow, green, blue. I get it, they're plain, but if you look at the animation, it's accurate because the animation was really plain too. I want all the Seekers, and I'd be happy. Yeah, I can't argue with you, Snoke Spinal Tap. This Seeker mold is surprisingly good, I think. You missed Target, we missed the right? You know what, MWG, buddy, I hear it. Up here, I always just found it to be a nicer shopping experience. And when it left, like, I get what happened, but I don't know if the company was ever really given a fair chance in Canada. I don't know. Maybe it will one day. Starscream Wife running across the camera. She's the lady we're going to put to the test. Let's see. I hear you can get a street date. What? I hear you can get a street date on Laurie's Hill. What? Oh, Long's Hill. Oh, yeah. You probably can get a street date on Long's Hill. Inside joke, guys. Transmaniac, I just gave you your shout out, buddy. I don't know if you were here when I gave it, but I just gave you your shout out. I'll probably do it again for you, but it's there. And if you go back and kind of rewatch the live stream, you'll see it. The cell shaded Siege figs, yeah, they look great if you like cell shaded. I don't think I'm going to double dip for it, but if somebody held off getting, say, Prime and Megatron and want to get the cell shaded ones, I certainly see the argument for it. Absolutely. Oh, Sam, you think you know who it could be? Hey, who do you think it could be? Blue Streak is on eBay. Yeah, Blue Streak. Yeah, Blue Streak can be up on somewhere like eBay. That's fine. Again, I'm not a huge fan of that mold. I think if you're in for that prowl, you might as well get Smokescreen and Blue Streak and have all three of those brothers the same thing. I still prefer the classics for me personally, but that's just me personally. I see the argument either way. Let's see. I'm lagging. Dude, Transmaniac, you're probably not lagging. It's probably me, brother. That's Siege, Rat Bat, and Rumble. Frenzy. I'm going to call it Frenzy. And it's funny. This morning, I asked Starscream Wife. I said, is the blue one? I said, we got the blue guy and we got the red and black guy. Which one is Rumble? Which one's Frenzy? She said the red and black is Frenzy because red is more like an angry, frenetic type of color. So when I hear Frenzy, it sounds like a red and black guy. Seems like a solid argument to me. That Rat Bat, I have an idea for him. I'm definitely getting him. Not going to be Rat Bat. Let's see. I think the face needs to be white. But her face isn't white. Her face is lavender. That's the thing. Yeah, but I see the argument for making it white, and you could certainly make it white. It's Frenzy. I agree with you, Transmaniac. It's Frenzy. I am so excited for Lancer. So am I, buddy. Let's see. Target always tried to market themselves up. And you know what? I think Target is more upscale than Walmart, but, you know, that's just me. To each their own, right? Who am I to judge? Did a rock transformer? What? Do you mean rook? What do you mean rock? I don't know. What do you mean rock transform? I'm not sure what that means. My guess would be, but let's just say another character who used the name Sound Blaster. I don't know if I want to give it away for anyone else yet. It is another character. I want you to give it away, Sam. I want you to tell me who you think it is. It's somebody who used the name Sound Blaster, but he wasn't Sound Blaster. Oh, Rock Lord TF. Oh man, yeah. You know, dirty little secret here. I loved Rock Lords. Those things were great. Okay, I think it might be Logos Prime. You got it, Sam. Absolutely. I want to get it for Logos Prime. That's exactly who I wanted for, buddy. Ding, ding, ding. Where's my bell? Where is my bell, Sam? You earned that, buddy. You earned it. Rock Lords, yeah, Rock Lords from GotBots. Yeah, Rock Lords from GotBots. You got it. Absolutely, Cardboard Bots. Okay, so 2 topics left. I've gone through a whole bunch of things there and wasted a bunch of time. So let's get right into the second to last topic, and that is the SDCC reveals. And we'll do a full rundown of this coming up in its own video, but I felt like we had a lot more last year. I mean, okay, the Rainmaker's confirmed. I already told you guys that last week. Galactic Man. I already told you guys that. Then for the preview night in the Siege line, we saw Astro Train. We've seen him already, but like he looks great. Again, I think it's going to be a lot like with Shockwave, where you're going to say, yes, he's a leader. I'm going to pay the leader price point for him, but really it's a Voyager because let's be honest, that's what Shockwave is with all this extra junk. Astro Train's going to be the exact same thing. And why? Because they know the fans are demanding it, so they'll bite. Let's see. The Micromaster Combiner. Absolutely love it. As a matter of fact, coming up very soon, we're going to look at the G1 version of that very Micromaster Combiner. I'm going to say combiner. It's the one where the two combine together, if you want to call that a combiner. Then we get like a black and silver Target Master that is a reuse of Firebolt. I don't know. Ape Face and Spasma. Can't wait for it. Spinister, can't wait for it. Something is going to have to be used to make Singe and Hair Splitter, but like I said, we'll talk about that more. Then we have, Rung, Red Wing, Lancer, Omega, Jetfire. They're all on show there. Galaxy Prime, Impactor, Mirage. We'll talk more about all of them. Springer, who I picked up there, and we're going to talk a lot about coming up, sometime this week in a review. Studio Series didn't have a whole lot, things we've seen, but we did get 3 interesting reveals from Takaris. They were mentioned earlier, I think, by Sam. I'm not sure. One of you guys mentioned them. Actually, we got 4 reveals. We got the RC triplets that are going to be coming up, the Dark of the Moon, Soundwave, and Mixmaster, and another Bumblebee. And I'm so sick of Bumblebee. Word is it's probably going to be like his new Camaro mode from like the first trilogy movies. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care about Bumblebee. That's where I'm to. I don't care about him. We got a lot of images from the 3A statues, from the Flame Toys kits, and they all look fabulous. And I also wanted to mention, where is it? There we go. Sorry. I'm going through my sheets here, guys. Cyberverse. Here's the thing. The renders, Masterfire said it. The renders made these figures look a lot better than what they are, even giving them points of articulation that the toys don't actually have. Around here, though I don't have them, I have not reviewed them on the channel. I have had the Arc Optimus in hand. He's pretty much a brick from the waist down. He retails for $70 Canadian. Really, the only thing that's any good in it is the actual Arc. It's not worth that to me. It's really not. Then we have the smaller figures, the Warrior Class ones, but they're smaller than traditional Warrior Class. They're between, say, Power of the Primes Legend and a Power of the Primes Deluxe. They're between there, like a Scout type of class, but they do have good articulation. They are well made, and I do like them. Skybite is just, Skybite's adorable. But then we have like that Prowl and that Alpha Trion. Trash. The renders made them look so much better. Okay, that's the second to last thing. We only have one topic left to go, and that topic is the controversy around Haslab's Unicron. And I have been deep into it this week, and I have scoured sites and forums and different social media areas and everything. And I'm going to approach my discussion of that in a very different way. But before I talk about the last thing, let's go back. Let's take a look at our comments here again and just get caught up a little bit. Let's see here. I gotta go back a bit. Yeah, Rock Lords, love them. So much stuff in this week's. In the weekdays before SDCC, then in the show. You're right. MWG just said it absolutely best. So much stuff in the weekdays before SDCC, then at the show panel. But at the show panel, I don't think we got a whole lot extra. It was things we already really knew. I mean, it wasn't much there. That's what he said in his next comment. Not as much in the panel. Totally agree. Matthew Curran, E to you too, brother. Sam, I'm really looking forward to Ron. You know what? Here's the thing. A lot of people have come to me and said, like, I love Rung, or I'm disappointed in Rung, or I can't wait for Rung. I like him. I think he looks cool. But to be fair, I did think he was going to be a deluxe. I thought he was going to use the Sideswipe Red Alert mold, since his name's on Red Alert's box. And honestly, I really don't know the character. I don't know the comics that he was in. I don't think that they were well written at all. I think they were poorly written, actually. I don't know the character. I feel like I've missed something really special. It's just, but I'm going to get him because I like him. I think he looks cool. I think is doing the certain companies get to release their version ahead. So maybe my target is being so pushy on the. You might be right, Event Progenitor. I think Hasbro is doing the. Certain companies get to release their versions ahead. Yeah, I what he's saying is something like Red Wing came out at Target first before it will go to regular retail. It's not so much an exclusive for Target, but it's getting released there first. I think that might be exactly what they're doing. They could do it in different colors, like the Seekers. Yeah, they could. You're right. They could do Snoke's there. Snoke Spinal Tap is saying if you had a Rock Lord mold, you could do it in different colors and release as different characters. I absolutely agree. Bo Shizzle, I love you. I love you too, brother. That is Nigerian brother. Sovereign Geek. Sup, Candyman. Whole lot of stuff. If you are only coming here now, you've missed a lot of stuff, although the biggest topic is still to come. Dennis, wanted to ask your thoughts on something. I'm looking to get a Micromaster, but I'm not exactly interested in having him as a combiner. Oh, Motormaster. Okay. I'm looking at a Combiner Wars one right now, but I'm just wondering there may be any better singular figures I could get for just a Motormaster. I like, honestly, this is going to sound a little out of left field, but I like the animated one. Honestly, I really like the animated one. But here's the thing. I think the Combiner Wars Motormaster is better as Motormaster than he is as a torso for Menasor. I don't think it's a bad Motormaster at all. I kind of like the head sculpt on it, to be honest with you. If you're looking at the Combiner Wars one just as a Motormaster, I say go for it. It's a solid mold for it. It's big. It's hefty, just as Motormaster should be. Might want to paint the arm silver. Just saying. Let's see. Like maybe an Optimus I could customize. Here's the thing about customizing an Optimus, Sam. You're going to have to find a way to make the head like a box head and still be able to transform. If it was me, I would want that box head. I would want to be able to transform. I would want it to be right. And really, your best option for that is going to be an official Motormaster. If you have a Prime that you customize as Motormaster, great. But in order to build some sort of a box around the head, you're going to have to make sure that there's enough tolerance and leeway that that head can still transform. Otherwise, really, what's the point in doing the custom? That's exactly why I didn't use the Titan's Return head when I done the recent Blaster custom, because it wouldn't fit for transformation. And right now, he can still get in all of the modes. Let's see. Where are we? Did you see the Nemesis BB movie Prime? No. I saw a Nemesis Prime from Flame Toys, but I didn't see a Nemesis Bumblebee movie Prime. Interesting. Okay. I am Nigerian brother. Entertainment Earth are the ones selling Lancer, and Entertainment Earth are the ones selling Lancer in the U.S. I don't even think that they sell in Canada. I have a riddle if you want it. You can ask it. I'm not very good with riddles, but you can go if you want. I'm sure there is some discussion about Run Amok. Oh, yeah, Run Amok 1. Fine. I was kind of pulling for needle nose. I like Run Amok. I'm cool with getting a Run Amok. Naturally, either I want to Runabout, or I guess I'm going to have to get 2 Run Amoks and make a custom Runabout. Either way, I'm going to get that duo. That's happening. Let's see. Dragonfly coming in. Glad to see you, buddy. Event Progenitor. Avoid the Unite Warriors. Motormaster. His gut suffers from the same as GPS? Interesting. My Motormaster has been changed many times. And it's the Combiner Wars version. Mine's been changed many, many times and used in stop motion, and I've never had any issue with them. Interesting. You guys, who wants tickets to Carbamia? No thanks. If is called headgear, protection for the shins is called shin gear. That's protection for the knees. Knee gear, I guess. I don't know. I love animated Motormaster. It's why I want to get a Motormaster. Honestly, I'm planning to customize the CW1's face to have the red eyes and the mustache. It's a small face. I would advise, if you're going to customize, Sam, if you're going to customize the CW to have kind of the animated look, I would advise using a toothpick. It's probably your best venture. It's probably the best way to go about it because you're working with such a small area. Let's see. If a is made of paper and a plastic bag is made of plastic, what is the garbage bag made of? Garbage? I don't know. I know it's made of plastic. Yeah, Japanese kids are crying for their Menosaurs. Wow. I never knew that, Cybernetic Geek. Wow, that's sad. I feel bad for them. The Entertainment Earth is they are the only ones able to sell those figures ahead of time. Yeah, you're probably right, Event Progenitor. That Entertainment Earth has first dibs. Yeah, I hear what you're saying there now. I'm sure there will be a runabout from. Yeah, I agree. Definitely, there's going to be a runabout. I'd be shocked if there wasn't. Knees gear. I don't think it is, Nigerian brother. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. I remember having the CW White Optimus. He's better than the CW White Optimus is my Nova. That's who I got done up as my Nova. I know I'm late to the party. Did you talk about the new Unicron? He's the last thing. I'm going to talk about him in a second. We're going to touch on him because he's going to get his own discussion later on. Keeping that in mind, Dennis, thanks. Sam, if I can help you anytime, ask. If there's anything I can do to kind of guide you, or before you touch anything, if you got a question about something, man, you know how to reach me. I'm not a hard man to find. By all means, ask away. Speaking of White Optimus, I don't ever use the Ultra Magnus repaints of Prime as Magnus. Neither do I. I use them as Prime without his armor when he returned to Optimus Prime. Oh yeah, kind of when he was all white, so that he didn't have the hate plague go through him. The brother sure love. Yeah, Space Ram. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there, man. Not even gonna go there. Don't think so, Juliana. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Okay, so let's get to the last thing because I've been here long enough. Unicron, he's going to get his own discussion. Here's how I'm going to do it. When I approach it, I want to be fair. I don't want to be one of these that either hops on the bandwagon or bashes it. And we all have, I think, strong opinions about this Unicron because he's basically tight in size, a little bit bigger. He's a lot heavier. He's also incredibly expensive. And there's a way to look at it positively and negatively. And the way I intend to do it is to kind of set up my disclaimers about it, how it's not actually going to be my views. Secondly, I plan to kind of lay out the facts about him because there are certain things that are just plain facts about him, facts that we were told in the official information dump on him. So, official facts. It is what it is. I'm going to give a little bit of the groundwork of why I think this is happening and why I think they're asking for this, price now, so to speak. And kind of what brought us here. And after I go through that, then I'm going to approach all of the arguments that I have scoured. And when I say scoured, I mean I've scoured to find as many arguments as I can for him, for justifying him, for getting him everything that I have seen used. And we're going to do a whole kind of like, we're going to do a heads and tails approach. Heads is for the Unicron. Tails will be everything I've heard against them. Everything that says this is a bad idea. And I don't plan to give it a grade, really. I'm going to do my best to not get my own views involved. I want to be objective, and I want to give you guys the information and the arguments on both sides so that you can make a choice that makes sense to you. For me personally, I respect them. I respect the figure. I respect the design that went into him. I think that there's things there that's not necessary that are increasing the price that really don't need to be there. I think that he could be done for substantially cheaper and still extremely, extremely impressive. It's one of those things that I like it. I respect it. I think it belongs in a museum. But when it comes to being purchasable, I think that it's unconscionable to ask someone to dish out that kind of money. That's just me personally. If you are in for it, if you've already backed them, and there's still time for people to decide if they want to or not, and people seem to be flip-flopping on the issue. I will note, the more we learn, people are really flip-flopping on this issue. You've got to make a decision that works for you. What I plan to do in my discussion is to just give you information, man. Just give you information, and you do with it what you see fit. I'm not here to judge, and I'm not going to be judging that, and I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. It's for you and your life and your circumstances. The one thing that I don't like is the people that are against it are just, a lot of people are like lashing out, and then the people that are for it, a lot of them seem to be like defending it so vehemently and saying things like, oh, well, if you're too poor to afford it, or, oh, somebody, your spouse or something won't let you have it. Me, myself, I'm not in either of those. It has nothing to do with Starscream Wife letting me have it or not. It has zero to do with that, because guess what? She understands that it's a huge part of our life. And I mean, in our vows, man, she said that she understands that I'm going to fill our house with Transformers. So it's not that. If I really wanted to, I could afford it. I know I could find a way to do it if I really wanted to, especially since there's such a long stream of time before it comes out that you definitely get it paid off. But is it okay to say to this company, yeah, it's fine if you charge me that much for it? I don't know. Maybe that's a personal call, and I don't even know if I've decided yet exactly where I fall on it. Maybe I'm on the fence. I don't know. The thing that I guess kind of bothers me, but at the same time is kind of endearing, is that this guy's announcement has created so much chaos and division among the fandom. Certain conversations have almost gotten toxic because of it. And isn't it kind of fitting that the chaos bringer has brought such massive chaos? Definitely worth its own discussion. I'm going to do the full rundown of every argument that's come across, like, you know, my experience for him, every argument that's come across against them. And then when all that information is out there, at least everything we know so far, it'll be up to you to kind of decide for yourself. I don't plan to take a stance on it. I want to stay out of it. You know, I want us all to be happy, man. Just want us all to be happy in this fandom. Okay. That's the kind of last topic, but I do want to see kind of what you guys have been saying, because I know I've missed some stuff here. And I just want to see kind of what's in here. I don't like Unicron. I don't like the backpack either. And I have wondered if he needs that stand to stand up. I don't care if he has 50 points of articulation if he can't even stand up on his own. What's the point? Just saying. And with those points of articulation, remember, each finger has 3 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, that's 30 in his hands. Just saying. Nebulon, that's the... thank you, Cybernetic Geek. Nebulon. You got it, buddy. I'm not going to entertain that. I'm not going to read those comments anymore. I'm 100% sure Hasbro will make more Unicrons as the project goes through. The big thing is the fans are paying for the molds to be made. Why Hasbro never destroys a mold, and they love a reuse. They do love a reuse. And you know what? It wasn't that long ago that we did get a reuse of that Armada mold. And I'll talk about that when we do the full discussion as well. It's something that I think you're going to want to check out because there's a lot there on both sides, and both sides have a valid argument. Takara seems to be doing it for sure, regardless of whether Haslab succeeds. Are you surprised that Takara is doing it anyway? I'm not. Takara does like outlandish things sometimes. I'm just saying, but like this is. It used to always be that third party was charging exorbitant amounts, and if you wanted to be a high-end collector, hey, maybe you'd go that route. And most people would say, no, I'll wait for the official because the official is more cost-effective because it's a bigger company and they produce for the masses. Now I feel like we've reached a point where not only is the official and third party kind of on par, but I think we're about to tip the scales in the other direction where third party is cheaper, even though it's of excellent quality. Case in point, I cannot wait to look at the Siege Omega Supreme. I have Ultima Guard. Grand total, he was 293 CAD, Canadian dollars. The Siege Omega, all in, will be 287.50 CAD. As far as I'm concerned, that's pretty equivalent, which means they should be equivalent in quality. We'll see if that's the case when the time comes for reviewing them. Snoke Spinal Tap. Unicron is still not to scale, needs to be 8 feet. Actually, somebody did the math, apparently, and worked it out. I saw this a little while ago, worked it out that for Unicron to actually scale, based on the size of Metroplex and Triptychon and Fort Max, for Unicron to actually scale, he would have to be, get this, about 3.5 miles long. He's never going to scale. You're not going to do a Unicron that's going to scale. It's impossible. What? Silver Lantern? No, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what a Silver Lantern is. My Unicron scale is the size of the moon. Yeah. We need a real Transformer that turns into a rideable car. There are real Transformers out there that are actual vehicles. Let's see. We're almost done here. Yeah, the Java barge did, but who else is making a Java barge? Somebody else is very likely to make a version, and maybe a Titan-sized version of Unicron. It might not have quite all the articulation, maybe not all the bells and whistles, but I think a lot of people will say, hey, if it's for X number of dollars, that's a lot more affordable and sensible. It fills the bill just fine. Let's see. We are likely to hear in the background. You want to spend how much for Canadians? It's around 800. For Canadians, actually, it's been worked out that all in, depending on the province you're in, taxes, shipping, everything, range between $905 and $935. So there you go. Plus imports. Hasbro needs to offer more incentives to buyers because this will not. Yeah, I mean, 2021, you don't even know if you're going to be alive in 2021. Not sound like a downer, but I'm just saying. I don't like the planet. Plates exposed in the back. Yeah, we'll talk about all of that. What topic are we discussing? Unicron. Scary Gary, Unicron, buddy. Did you see the refractor from SDCC? I did see the refractor, the toy one. We'll talk about that. I personally am a cartoon accurate guy, but for those who want kind of toy accuracy, I think it's kind of cool that they're offering that, and as a 3-pack no less. I like Astro Train. I like Astro Train, but the inner engine. I like Astro Train. I got no problem with Astro Train. Got to think about the condition of the collector community for SW Vintage Collection fans before the barge hit. Those were truly dark times. They were dark times, yeah, and that's a good point. And I feel like this is creating dark times. Let's see. I know you don't collect Marvel Legends, but the Iron Man looks sick. Iron Man always looks sick, man. He always does. Just saying. And Sam, I'm really looking forward to the Siege Astro Train. Yeah, I think we all are, buddy. Okay, look, this has gone on a lot. I appreciate. I'm going to read Scary Gary's, and this is going to be the last one I'm going to read. I hate when my little sister steals my MLPs and steals them. Very disrespectful on my point in the toy industry. My little sister steals my MLPs and steals them. Very disrespectful. Oh, My Little Ponies. Sorry, My Little Ponies. I'm not good. I was years before I knew what TTYL meant. I'm not good. I'm just not good. But you guys are good, and you've been a beautiful audience again. This has gone on longer. I try to keep this a half hour. This has gone on too long, and I appreciate Starscream Wife having all of the patience in the world. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Hope you have a beautiful night. Let's see what else comes up with the SDCC reveals, if anything else. You know that I'm going to try and be here again next week. We'll see. I aim for Thursdays. So far, I'm doing well, but that's not to say it's going to always happen. Again, I'm going to thank you for dropping by, for giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I'm going to tell you to please hit that subscribe button. There's a donations link down in the description if you're in a position to help the channel. But most importantly, I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here, either in the live streams or inside the videos.